Welcome to the deep dive. So maybe you're entering what some people call the third chapter, retirement, and you're thinking, what now?
Right. How do you make the most of it?
Exactly. Well, today we're digging into some great insights from an Irish retired couple's lifestyle blog. They've got a lot to say about active retirement.
They really do. And their perspective is quite broad, actually. They touch on things like Tai Chi, even scuba diving, cycling.
Travel too, I saw.
Yeah, travel's a big one. But the thing they keep coming back to, and what we're focusing on today, is golf. They present it as this really compelling option for well-being later in life.
And here's the hook, I think. Golf is one of those rare sports where you can genuinely start, well, anytime.
Absolutely. It's not like tennis or running where maybe you feel you needed to start young.
Right. People are picking up clubs for the first time in their 50s, their 60s, and they're playing well into their 80s. That longevity, that's really something, isn't it?
It really is. And when you break down why it works so well for this chapter, the physical side is maybe the most obvious place to start.
Okay.
The big advantage is that it's low impact. You're active, you're weight-bearing, standing, walking, rotating your body.
But without the constant pounding on your joints.
Precisely. No jarring on the knees, the hips, the back, like you might get from, say, jogging.
And it's kind of sneaky exercise, too. The blog mentioned something I loved, even playing just 9 holes.
Yeah.
You can easily walk several thousand steps, but it doesn't feel like a workout because you're focused on the game.
That's it. So you're maintaining mobility, you're working on balance, building a bit of core strength, all while just, well, playing golf.
Okay, so that's the body covered. What about the mind? The blog seemed pretty strong on the cognitive benefits, too.
Oh, definitely. That focus you mentioned, that's key. Golf is fundamentally a game of strategy. It's not just about hitting the ball hard.
What?
You're constantly making decisions, judging the wind, figuring out the distance, selecting the right club, and maybe most importantly, reading the greens.
Okay, wait, let's break that down. Reading the greens, what does that actually involve for someone who's never played?
Good question. It's basically analyzing the putting surface.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the slope, which way the grass is growing, that's the grain,
Yeah.
and trying to judge how fast the ball will roll.
Right, so you can aim correctly.
Exactly. You figure out the line and the speed needed to get the ball into the hole, and that kind of sustained focus, that spatial awareness and strategic planning, it's fantastic mental exercise.
And the research suggests that kind of mental workout can actually help slow down cognitive decline.
That's what the evidence points towards, yes.
Yeah.
Keeping the brain active and engaged is crucial.
So we've got body, we've got mind. But the sources, this blog, they really emphasize the social side too. Is it as important as the physical stuff for retirees?
I'd argue it's absolutely essential. Think about it, for many people, their main social network was built around work.
Yeah. Your colleagues, work events.
Right. And when that disappears, retirement can, unfortunately, lead to isolation for some. Golf provides a really direct and, well, enjoyable way to counter that.
How so? Just by being around other people.
Well, partly. But more specifically, if you join a local club or maybe just a casual senior league, you instantly have this structured social outlet.
You meet people who like the same thing.
Exactly. Shared interest.
Okay.
And often those connections turn into real friendships that go way beyond just the golf course.
The blog also made a point about purpose. It's not just social, it's having something scheduled, something to look forward to each week. It kind of fills that gap left by a working routine.
That's a very important point. Structure can be really helpful. And let's not forget the simple pleasure of just being outdoors.
Yeah, fresh air, green space.
It's a known mood booster.
Yeah.
Plus, you're getting sunshine, vitamin D. It all adds up to overall well-being.
Okay, so let's say you're convinced. You see the benefits.
Yeah.
What's the practical first step? Where do you start?
Right. Before you even think about swinging a club, the sources are really clear. Step 1 is a health check.
Talk to your doctor.
Yes, especially if you have any pre-existing conditions, heart issues, joint problems, maybe some mobility limitations. You need that medical okay first.
That just makes sense. It is a physical activity, even if it's low impact. Lots of twisting and bending.
It is. And to prepare your body for that, the advice is to start with some gentle conditioning. Think about flexibility, especially in the shoulders, and maybe some core stretching, just to prevent pulling something.
Okay, doctor check, some light stretching. Then what? Head straight to the course.
Maybe ease into it. A really practical tip from the sources is to use a golf cart, or buggy as they often call it initially.
So you don't have to walk the whole thing right away.
Exactly. Then, as you feel more comfortable, you can start walking parts of it. Maybe walk from the green you just finished to the next tee box. Gradually increase the walking as your fitness improves.
Now, you mentioned conditioning, but what about actual technique? The sources seemed really big on getting lessons early on. Why is that so critical? Is it just about playing better?
It's actually less about scoring well, especially at the start, and much more about preventing injuries.
Ah,
Getting lessons from a properly qualified instructor, usually someone PGA qualified, is called a game changer in the source material. And the reason is they teach you the right way to swing, proper mechanics, proper posture.
and why is that so vital? Just hitting a ball.
Because a bad swing, an inefficient swing, puts a lot of strain on your body, especially rotational stress on the lower back and shoulders. It's repetitive motion.
So, learning the correct technique right from the start actually reduces the risk of getting hurt, those common things you hear about.
Precisely. It minimizes the chances of developing things like chronic back strain or the dreaded golfer's elbow.
Right, I've heard of that. What is that exactly?
It's basically inflammation of the tendons on the inside of your elbow,
Okay.
often caused by gripping the club too tightly or an incorrect impact position. Proper instruction helps avoid that.
And are there specific programs for beginners, especially older beginners?
Oh yes, many clubs now offer specific Get Into Golf programs or dedicated senior beginner clinics. They're designed to be welcoming, safe, and social.
Good to know. Okay, let's talk about gear. That can seem like a big hurdle, right? The cost.
It can seem that way, but the sources really stress this. You absolutely do not need to go out and buy a top-of-the-line, expensive full set of clubs when you're starting.
So what's the alternative?
Start simple. A half set is often perfectly adequate for beginners, or even just rent clubs from the course or driving range for your first few outings. See if you actually enjoy it first.
Makes sense. And if you do decide to buy a starter set, anything specific to look for?
Yes, one really crucial technical detail, especially for older players or those with slower swing speeds. Look for clubs with lightweight graphite shafts.
Graphite, not steel. Why does that matter so much?
It's simple physics, really. A lighter shaft means the whole club is lighter. It takes less physical effort to swing it fast enough to get the ball airborne.
Ah, so it's easier on the body.
Much easier.
Hmm.
Less strain on your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. It just makes the whole experience less physically demanding and more enjoyable, especially if you have any joint issues like arthritis.
Okay, graphite shafts. Anything else on equipment?
Comfortable shoes are a must. You'll be on your feet for a while. They need to have good grip, but they don't necessarily need to be expensive golf-specific shoes right away. Just something stable and comfy.
Right. So you've got your health check, maybe taken a lesson, got some suitable clubs. You're ready to actually play. But then you hit maybe the other big perceived barrier, the culture. Golf sometimes has this reputation, doesn't it? A bit snobbish.
It certainly did historically, associated with private clubs, strict dress codes, high membership fees, an air of exclusivity.
Is that still the reality?
Honestly, that reputation is genuinely fading, especially at the level we're talking about beginners, retirees playing at local courses.
So it's become more accessible. How?
Massively more accessible. The biggest change is the growth of public courses, municipal facilities, places owned by the local council, often, and pay-and-play options. You don't need that expensive private membership anymore just to get a game.
And the stuffy rules, dress codes and things.
While courtesy and respect are still absolutely central to the game, the really rigid dress codes have relaxed a lot in most places. Smart casual is usually fine. The overall vibe is much more about enjoyment and community now, rather than sticking to, outdated traditions.
Okay, but speaking of courtesy, there's etiquette, right? What are the absolute basics a complete beginner needs to know so they don't accidentally annoy everyone?
Yeah, good point. The sources boil it down to respect, really. The golden rule is be quiet and stand still when someone else is hitting their shot. No distractions.
Okay, what else?
You need to look after the course. If your swing takes a chunk of turf out that's called a divot, you put it back. If your ball makes a little dent on the green, you repair it. Little things like that show respect for the course and the players behind you.
And keeping things moving, pace of play.
That's a big one. Always try to keep up with the group playing in front of you. If you realize you're falling behind and holding people up, it's courteous to let the faster group play through.
It sounds like mostly common sense and being considerate.
Pretty much. And the overarching advice from the blog was just to focus on enjoyment, especially at the start. Don't get hung up on your score. Golf rewards patience, and honestly, a sense of humor helps too.
Definitely sounds like it. Now, we should probably offer a balanced view. It can't all be positive. What are the potential downsides or risks we need to mention?
Of course. We touched on the physical risks. Back strain is common if your technique is off or if you overdo it. Aggravating existing joint issues like arthritis is possible, and those overuse injuries like golfer's elbow can happen.
Okay, physical risks. What about practical drawbacks?
The big one is probably the time commitment. A full round, 18 holes, can easily take 4 hours, sometimes more.
Wow, that's a significant chunk of the day.
It is. That might be tough to fit in, or just physically quite tiring. And then there's the cost. Even if you avoid expensive clubs, the green fees, lessons, maybe renting a cart, it does add up over time.
Right. So time and money and physical strain. But the sources also offered ways to manage these, didn't they?
Yes, absolutely. For the physical risks, the solutions are consistent.
Well,
Always warm up and stretch before playing. Always.
non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Focus on using proper swing mechanics. That's where the lessons pay off again. And definitely stick with those lightweight graphite clubs we mentioned to reduce joint strain. Oh, and simple things. Stay hydrated, use sunscreen. You're outside for a long time.
Makes sense. And what about tackling the time and cost issues?
You adapt the game to suit you. The best way to cut down the time commitment and the physical fatigue is to play 9-hole rounds instead of the full 18.
Most courses offer that option.
Most public or pay-and-play courses do, yes. It's a great way to get your golf fix without dedicating half a day. And financially, you need to be a savvy consumer. Look specifically for senior discounts or off-peak rates. Playing midweek or later in the afternoon is often cheaper.
Good tips. Okay, let's get really practical now. The Irish blog gave specific examples of clubs, Spalwell, Carrick-on-Shannon, Grange Castle. How can someone listening use that information if they're, say, in Florida or Scotland or anywhere else?
You use those examples as a template. You're not looking for those exact clubs, obviously, but you're looking for clubs in your area that have similar features.
Okay, so what are those key features? What makes a club genuinely good for an older beginner?
Well, first, look for those beginner-friendly membership or payment options, like that first-year beginner deal at Carrick-on-Shannon. That shows they actively welcome newcomers and ease the financial entry point.
Right. Less pressure. What else?
Look for dedicated facilities for learning and practice. Grange Castle having a separate 7-hole course is brilliant. It means you can practice, maybe play a few holes, without feeling rushed or intimidated by being on the main 18-hole championship course. A good driving range or practice area is also key.
And a social aspect.
Look for signs of an active community for your peer group, like Tipperary Golf Club explicitly advertising its seniors groups. That tells you there's likely a built-in network of people playing at a similar pace and level. It signals a welcoming vibe.
So when you're checking out a potential club, what are the essential questions you need to ask them directly?
3 main things, I'd say. First, ask about the terrain. Is the course very hilly? Or is it relatively flat and easy to walk? That matters for stamina and joints.
Okay. Second.
Second, and this is crucial if you have any mobility concerns,
Mm-hmm.
confirm the availability and the cost of renting a golf cart or buggy. Make sure it's readily available when you'd likely want to play.
Good one. And the third?
Ask specifically about their lessons or clinics for beginners or seniors. Are they tailored to a slower pace? Do they understand the physical considerations? And maybe ask if they have specific tee times reserved for beginners or social groups, so you feel less pressured starting out.
Excellent checklist. So wrapping things up, if we synthesize everything we've discussed from these sources, golf seems pretty unique in its appeal for retirement, doesn't it?
It really does. It's inclusive in a way many sports aren't later in life. It's adaptable. You can play 9 holes, use a cart, focus on the social side. And it's rewarding on so many levels, the physical, the mental, the social. It genuinely supports healthy aging and helps maintain independence.
It provides that enjoyment and, as you said earlier, that bit of structure to this third chapter, something reliable to plan around when the old structure's work are gone.
Exactly, a focal point.
And maybe this is the final thought to leave people with, something the Irish bloggers really seem to feel. Golf offers something more than just keeping fit or meeting people. It provides this ongoing sense of purpose and achievement.
Yes, because you can always improve. No matter your age or how long you've played, there's always something to work on: your grip, your putting, understanding the course better.
So every time you go out, there's a chance for a small win.
Precisely. You can celebrate hitting one great shot, or finally getting the hang of a certain club, or just enjoying the walk and the company. That feeling of making progress, however small, that ongoing challenge and reward, that can be a really powerful thing for a fulfilling retirement. Something tangible to look forward to week after week.